Good evening and welcome back to another episode of The Longing. Today we are going to be continuing to read the Iliad by Homer. So let's get going. If some dire oracle thy breast alarm, if aught from Jove or Thetis stop thy arm, some beam of comfort yet on Greece may shine, if I but lead the Myrmidonian line. Clad in thy dreadful arms if I appear, proud Troy shall tremble and desert the war. Without thy person Greece shall win the day, and thy mere image chase her foes away. Pressed by fresh forces her o'er-laboured train shall quit thee ships, and Greece respire again. Thus blind to fate with supplicating breath, thou begg'st his arms, and in his arms thy death. Unfortunately good aboding sigh, thy friend returned, and with it this reply: Patroclus, thy Achilles knows no fears, nor words from Jove nor oracles he hears, nor aught from a mother's caution can suggest. The tyrant's pride lies rooted in my breast. My wrongs, my constant thought engage, those my sole oracles inspire my rage. I made him tyrant, gave him power to wrong, even I felt it and shall feel it long. The maid, my black-eyed maid, he forced away, due to the toils of many a well-fought day. Due to my conquest of her father's reign, due to the votes of all the Grecian train. From me he forced her, me the bold and brave, disgraced, dishonoured like the meanest slave. But bear we this, the wrongs I grieve are past. 'Tis time... Excuse me. 'Tis time our fury should relent at last. I fixed its date, the day I wished appears, how Hector to my ships his battle bears. The flames my eyes, the shouts invade my ears. Go then, Patroclus, court fair honour's charms. In Troy's famed fields and in Achilles' arms. Lead forth my martial Myrmidons to fight. Go save the fleets. Excuse me, my throat is being a bit weird today. Go save the fleets and conquer in my right. See the thin relics of their baffled band at the last edge of yon deserted land. Behold all Ilion on their ships descends, how the cloud blackens, how the storm impends. It was not thus when at my sight amazed, Troy saw and trembled at this helmet blazed. Had not the injurious king our friendship lost, yon ample trench had buried half her host. No camps, no bulwarks now the Trojans fear, those are not dreadful, no Achilles there. No longer flames the lance of Tydeus' son, no more your general calls his heroes on. Hector alone I hear his dreadful breath, commands your slaughter or proclaims your death. Yet now Patroclus issue to the plain, now save the ships, the rising fires restrain, and give the Greeks to visit Greece again. Excuse me. But heed my words and mark a friend's command, who trusts his fame and honours in thy hand, and from thy deeds expects the Achaean host, shall render back the beauteous maid he lost. Rage uncontrolled through all the hostile crew, but touch not Hector, Hector is my due. Though Jove in thunder should command the war, be just, consult my glory, and forbear. The fleet once saved, desist from further chase, nor lead to Ilion's walls the Grecian race. Some adverse god thy rashness may destroy, some god like Phoebus ever kind to Troy. Let Greece, redeemed from this destructive strait, do her own work and leave the rest to fate. O would to all the immortal powers above Apollo, Pallas, and almighty Jove, that not one Trojan might be left alive, and not a Greek of all the race survive. Might only we the vast destruction shun, and only we destroy the accursed town. Such conference held the chiefs while on the strand great Jove with conquest crowned the Trojan band. Ajax no more the sounding storm sustained, so thick the darts an iron tempest rained. On his tired arm the weighty buckler hung, his hollow helm with falling javelins rung. His breath in quick short pantings comes and goes, and painful sweat from all his members flows. Spent and o'erpowered he barely breathes at most, yet scarce an army stirs him from his post. Dangers on dangers all around him glow, and toil to toil, and woe succeeds to woe. Say, Muses, throned above the starry frame, how first the navy blazed with Trojan flame. Stern Hector waved his sword, and standing near, where furious Ajax plied his ashen spear, full on the lance a stroke so justly sped, that the broad falchion lopped its brazen head. His pointless spear the warrior shakes in vain, the brazen head falls sounding on the plain. Excuse me, I seem to be yawning quite a lot today. Great Ajax saw and owned the hand divine, confessing Jove and trembling at the sign. Warned he retreats, then swift from all sides pour the hissing brands, thick streams the fiery shower. O'er the high stern the curling volumes rise, and sheets of rolling smoke involve the skies. Divine Achilles viewed the rising flames, and smote his thigh, and thus aloud exclaims, Arm, arm, Patroclus, lo, the blaze aspires, the glowing ocean reddens with the fires. Arm ere our vessels catch the spreading flame, arm ere the Grecians be no more a name. I haste to bring the troops, the hero said, the friend with ardour and with joy obeyed. He cased his limbs in brass, and first around his manly legs with silver buckles bound. The clasping greaves then to his breast applies, the flaming cuirass of 1,000 dyes. Emblazed with studs of gold his falchions shone, in the rich belt as a starry zone. Achilles' shield his ample shoulders spread, Achilles' helmet nodded o'er his head. Adorned in all his terrible array, he flashed around in tolerable day. Alone untouched, Pelides' javelin stands, not to be poised but by Pelides' hands. From Pelion's shady brow the plant entire old Chiron rent, and shaped it for his sire, whose son's great arm alone the weapon wields, the death of heroes and the dread of fields. Buckles, the brave Automedon, an honoured name, the second to his lord in love and fame, in peace his friend and partner of the war, the winged coursers harnessed to the car. Xanthus and Balius of immortal breed, sprung from the wind and like the wind in speed, whom the winged harpy swift Podarge bore, by Zephyr pregnant on the breezy shore. Swift Pedasus was added to their side, once great Aeacians, now Achilles' pride, who, like in strength, in swiftness, and in grace, a mortal courser matched the immortal race. Oh, I don't know why I was so yawny today, but oh well, that's the way it was. Speaking of, oh, do excuse me. Do excuse me. So, anyway, we pretty much come to the end of the episode there, so I will say my usual thank you very much for joining us today. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon or night, No matter what time of day it is, I hope you all have a wonderful one of it, and as always we will be back tomorrow for more of The Longing. Goodbye.